inside this robot. So this provides like two key features for us, right? Like first of all, some systems you may not be able to access the internals for like security reasons. So think of like a nuclear reactor, for instance, you can't just plug in your program there. And additionally, it provides a security air gap for us. So we're adding like an additional security layer here by completely separating our system from whatever internal safety protocols are running on this one. So we can see here we're just using a set of cameras around the room to, well, so unexpectedly the payload fell, but fortunately the red light is the truss line system working.
So what happened is that that was designed by a research lab in the US, and the motor controlling the hoist tend to overheat at some point, and so unfortunately we are the fourth group. So here we will just need to restart. But what is interesting is that was a genuine failure, and our system just detected this and turned the light red.
Yeah. So sorry, could you just clarify what's the specific bit among the 4 universities that Imperial is doing?
So here we are working on the monitoring system. So
via
the camera. Yeah. So basically we have the camera looking at the system, and we trained, so in terms of technology, we trained a self-adaptive world model that can predict what happens in the future and that can predict the state or the configuration of the system. So this means that, one, we don't need to know exactly the system we are deploying on, because we can self-adapt and understand, what is actually the strength of the motor, what is actually the range of the motors or the mast and so on. And then when there is something going wrong, then we can first detect that the future that we predict is different. So say, there is something that is odd, but also we can try to understand if we can explain this new future by a new configuration. So for instance, if it happens that just the motors have been degraded, to be only half of its initial capacity, then we can say, oh, actually it's motor number 3 that is running at half capacity. Maybe you need to check the wiring, or maybe you need to check if there is no, some debris and dust clogged into the gears and things like that. So here